Hello, this is Professor Salvatore Lenzo of IS-251, and this recording is targeted towards students in the fall of 2017 who are taking either IS-251 Section 1 or Section 2. Um, First things first, if you can go to your Moodle page and go to our website here, our Moodle page. If you slide down to the Excel DSS project, I will be just kind of going really quickly over the Excel project introduction. I will pop that up on my screen. You don't have to worry about that. But if you can, download this indexes and commodities spreadsheet and just kind of have it resting on your desktop or in your download folder before we start. That would be fantastic. All right, so let's oops, I got the wrong one. Here we go. Let's pop. This is that Excel-based stock price analyst project instruction sheet. Basically, the objective of this project is to not just like use Excel for the sake of using Excel, but to use Excel as a decision-making tool, or at least a decision assisting tool to some degree. In the business world, spreadsheets are very, very common. They're as common as Word docs, and if you're in finance or accounting, they're even more common than a Word doc. It's just, or even IT, spreadsheets are used all the time. So what we're going to do with Excel in this case is we're not just going to add and subtract columns and find bottom lines. We're actually going to use it to perform a regression analysis, and that will help us to decide on whether or not the stock that we are given, and I will be handing those out, or if I haven't done so already, the stock that we given, whether the variables that we assign to it will have an effect on the outcome of that stock price, and then our decision to buy, sell, or hold that stock, if we run that over a series of times, about 2 or 3 years, would we be correct more than half the time? So it's a real neat project. This is an individual project. So please, you could work with somebody, but you're all going to have different information. So, and you're all going to have a different spreadsheet and so on and so forth. For this project, when I mentioned start date, that start date is January 1, 2013, and the end date is December 31, 2016. So you really have like 4 full years there. You have all of 13, all of 14, all of 15, and all of 16. So we're going to get some really, really good data. But I do plan on reusing some of the instructional videos for future classes. So I will try to be as vague as possible, and I'll just refer to stuff as the start date or the end date. And if you have a little sticky note or something, please just write down 1/1/2013 as a start and 12/31/2016 as the end date when we download the data. We'll be using Yahoo Finance primarily to get the majority of our data, and there is consumer sentiment data, commodity price data, interest rate data that I will provide for you. In the past, I had students go out to get this information, and it was really, really sketchy in a way, or scattered, that it never really made that much sense. So I did a lot of the heavy lifting for you, so that when you import the interest rates or the CSI data or commodity data, that it's the same for everybody and that all the dates are filled, which is extremely important. Again, as I said, we're going to do some sort of a regression analysis on the data that we download. We'll run that against the price of the stock of the company that you were given. I'm going to randomly assign companies to everybody. Really the heavy lifting for you this time around will be news. You're going to have to do a little research on your company, research about 4 years of news headlines, and determine whether or not the news on the wire is negative or bad news, and in which you'll give it a -3, or really, really great news, which will be a +3, or anything in between, -2, -1, neutral, 0, that type of thing. We'll go into that a little further, but basically, this is a great project. I'm going to break up the instruction into tiny bits. I'm thinking about a half dozen or so different little videos. You can take your time on this. You can really start at any time after I give you the companies, and you will have sometime towards the middle of the semester, towards the end of the semester, to submit the project. But I will post that on Moodle. So with that, good luck. I am available with my office hours. You can email me if you're having any issues. We will probably touch upon this project once or twice in class. I'm trying to free up some of your class time to do other things, and this is one of those projects you can really do on your own. But if you collectively need a little help, I will be more than happy to dedicate a class to that. So good luck.